Most people searching moving to Chicago are actually looking in the wrong place. Not because Chicago isn't an incredible city.
It is.
But because what many people are really searching for isn't Chicago. It's more space,
Better schools,
less stress,
a yard,
a garage,
a place that actually feels like their next chapter.
And here's what's shocking. Right now, that same $600,000 budget can buy you two completely different lives.
We're seeing this pattern over and over. People start with searches like moving to Chicago, best neighborhoods in Chicago, best suburbs near Chicago. But after a few weeks, they start realizing something. They're not actually solving for location. They're solving for what kind of life do I want?
And if you haven't watched our video on how most people choose the wrong area first when moving to Chicago, that's actually where this whole conversation starts. Because once budget enters the picture, everything changes.
Most people moving to Chicago aren't actually looking for Chicago. They're looking for the life they hope Chicago gives them.
This video is for you if you're relocating from out of state, leaving the city, moving from a higher cost market, or simply asking, where does my money actually go further?
Especially if you want strong schools, safer neighborhoods, more space, less chaos, but still want access to the city when you need it.
Let's start with what $600,000 may buy you in Chicago. In the neighborhoods like Logan Square, Avondale, Roscoe Village, that budget often buys a beautiful condo, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,400 to 1,700 square feet. You may get updated finishes, walkability, restaurant, train access, and that's a great lifestyle for the right person. But there's often more to the story because many buyers also inherit HOA fees, shared walls, limited parking, older infrastructure, and sometimes school uncertainty. So yes, you may love the location, but you're often paying for density.
In Chicago, $600,000 may buy you a beautiful condo, but in the suburbs, it may buy you a completely different lifestyle. Now, let's cross the bridge into the northwest suburbs.
And in another video, we break down why so many people think they're leaving Chicago, when really, they're just trying to fix something in their life. This is where you start to see how that actually plays out financially.
In Huntley, $600,000 often buys you a backyard big enough that your neighbor's house isn't the first thing you see when you open that back door.
In Crystal Lake, you can spend Friday night walking downtown and Saturday morning pulling a kayak out of your garage.
Randall Road means the thing you forgot at the grocery store. It's usually 5 minutes away.
In Cary, a Tuesday night may look like bikes in the driveway, kids walking home from school, and streets quiet enough to hear birds instead of traffic.
And what surprises most people is what that lifestyle costs compared to Chicago.
One recent home in Cary offered over 5,000 square feet for about the price of a condo in Chicago.
Woodstock has a town square people actually use. Farmers markets, festivals, families walking around. It feels like somewhere, not just somewhere near Chicago.
Marengo is where people land when they're done optimizing and ready to just live a little differently.
So how do you decide? If you want space, newer homes, Huntley.
Balance and lifestyle, Crystal Lake.
Convenience, Algonquin.
Schools and quiet, Cary.
Character, Woodstock.
Land and reset, Marengo.
The right town isn't about popularity. It's about fit.
And once one of these towns starts to feel right, the next question usually gets more specific. Which neighborhood within that town? Which streets hold the value better than others? Where does the commute actually work and where does it start to break down? Those aren't Google questions. They're local questions. And we've built individual videos on each of these areas, going deeper into exactly what buyers need to understand before they move.
So if one of these stood out to you, that video already exists. It's the next step. And if you're also carrying a home into this decision, that's where the strategy gets more layered. Because the market a buyer walks into today is not the market a seller can afford to ignore.
What worked 2 or 3 years ago, the pricing approach, the preparation, the timing, doesn't work the same way anymore. And the sellers who don't know that yet are finding out the hard way.
That's exactly what we break down in our seller videos. No pressure, just the information you need before you need it.
We're Tamara Nazi, and we'll see you on the next one.